Hey guys, Mitch here. Today, I want to run you through some of the basics you'll need to know when it comes to creating and customizing layouts on your IC7 or UC10- with our newly released update. This update gives you full control over the look and feel of your Haltech dash with almost limitless customization possibilities. Things like colors, gauge sizing, gauge layouts, even different font styles are now all completely free for you to edit how you wish. And it's all done through a really simple drag and drop interface that we've added into NSP. For those of you playing along at home who want to start creating and editing layouts, this video will run through some of the basic features and how you can use them to create a design that's uniquely yours. All right, so I've got NSP open. I'm connected into my UC10 dash that I've got here on the bench. The UC10 dash I've updated to the latest release, which is 2.30. And that's the release that you're going to want to update your dash to ensure that you've got the customizable displays. So for our first example, I'm going to show you how easy it is to quickly edit an existing layout. Say, for example, you've got a layout that you really like, and maybe you just want to move some things around or slightly change the look and feel of the layout itself. So this is our digital matrix layout that you might have in your race car or street car. It's got a whole heap of information that's displayed there for you to look at. Maybe this is a little bit too much information and you want to simplify things a bit. So for this example, I'm going to make our RPM shift bar in a different location, and I'm going to remove some of the number indicators that we don't really want to have anymore. So I'm simply going to click and highlight on the gauges that I want to change. And for these ones through the middle here, I just want to delete them all. So I'm just going to click on them and press delete on my keyboard. One by one, I'm just going to go through and delete all of the number displays that I don't want. And as you can see, because I'm online with my UC10 dash while I'm making these changes, all of the changes I'm making are reflected in the dash in real time. Okay, I've cleared some space out of the center of my dash, and I've resized my gear indicator here by simply clicking and dragging on the outside box that shows the corners of the number display. So next, I'm going to click and drag my RPM bar down into my desired position. Now, if I can't exactly get the component to sit where I want by clicking and dragging, I can precisely align the component using the properties here for X, Y, and Z position. That looks pretty good. I think I want to move these indicator lights from down in this center section here. I'm going to put them up along the top where I now have some room. So again, I'm just going to simply click and drag them up to where I want them to live. That's looking pretty good. I can't seem to see the RPM values on my bar here, so I'm just going to have a edit of the text properties here and get those numbers displayed where I want them to live. I can make those numbers bigger or smaller using the font size setting here too. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. I think I want to change the background color of the bar as it increases. I'll use a bright blue for that one. I'm happy with that. Below my RPM bar, I want to add a similar bar, but for vehicle speed this time. So rather than creating a whole new component from scratch, I'm going to right click on an existing component and I'm going to duplicate it. This creates an exact copy of the component, which I can now freely edit, and it'll have the same properties as the original. So I'm going to drag this one down. I'm going to resize it slightly so it's a bit smaller. And instead of RPM being my channel, I'm going to use speed. The text size is a little bit too big, so I'm going to reduce that down so we can see it. I'm pretty happy with that. And in a few minutes, I've taken an existing dash layout and I've turned it into something that's uniquely mine. Now, if at any time I make a mistake by dragging something to a location I don't want, or accidentally moving something that I didn't mean to, I can use the undo buttons in NSP to undo the last change. Now, if editing an existing layout isn't quite your style and you want to create something from scratch, it's really easy to do. Let's go to our screen section in NSP. We'll add a new screen and we'll choose blank screen. This is going to give us a blank slate to create whatever we want. So for this example, I want to create a really basic dash for my race car that simply has a gear indicator, a road speed value, and an indicator light in case something goes wrong. I also want to keep the Haltech theme going, so I'm going to add the Haltech logo as the background. So to do that, we can right click, add a new component. I'm going to add an image as the component. I'm going to choose the image source for this component, which is going to be the Haltech logo. You can see we've included all of the Haltech resources from all of our own dash displays, as well as a large number of indicator lights that you can use for any purpose. So I'll choose the Haltech logo. And I'm going to stretch that out to fill the screen. Now I'm going to add my large gear display. Again, right click, add component. I want to add a numeric gauge. I want to make this gauge nice and big. And I'm going to use gear as my channel. I want to make that middle value a bit bigger. And then same again for my speed. Add component, numeric gauge. Put this one up here nice and large. And we'll choose vehicle speed as our channel for that one. And finally, I want a large indicator light to tell me if something's wrong. Add component. I'm going to choose my indicator for this. For my indicator, I'm going to use my check engine light channel. And then I want to use an image source that's going to relay exactly what's happening. So I'll go through and I'll try and find something that shows me that there's an issue. There we go. Check engine light. I'll use that one. And then I'll drag it so it's nice and big. For this indicator, I'm also going to set some specific colors for it so that when it illuminates, it's going to be a nice bright red. We can try and see what that looks like by using the simulation option. Now this is looking really good, but I think I need to make this gear indicator look a little bit more pronounced. And I'm going to make it more pronounced by changing the font. So I can go to the text section here and I can choose a new font source. Now I can upload my own font or I can choose from one of the existing options here. I'm going to choose this digital looking font. That's a bit better. I might make these labels a bit smaller so they don't take up so much room. And that's it. That's looking a lot better. Now, we're only just scratching the surface here, and already many of you have been pushing the limits of what we ever thought was possible. So far from the community, we've seen perfect replicas of OEM dash clusters, motorsport-oriented layouts, and even layouts with meme and pop culture references. That's all I've got for you today, but if you want to check out what other fun and creative layouts the community is coming up with, make sure to head on over to the Facebook group. I'll see you there.